I think your relationship with yourself is the solution that no one can take from you.
And maybe that'll help take you out of your reality a little bit. A lot of us escape our reality, but sometimes it's probably not a bad thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another very special, as always, episode of Next Level University, where we teach you how to level up your life, your love, your health, and your wealth. We hope you enjoyed our latest episode where we were interviewed on Frank Rich's The Superhuman Life podcast.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you, Frank. Today, for episode number 527, we are going to talk about staying positive in negative environments. There was one more syllable than I thought in that word. So, Alan and I were in the studio, and so somebody that I was talking to, I followed her on Instagram, and she actually sent me a message back. And Alan and I were looking for a good topic to do an episode on. So I said, you know what, man? I'm gonna send her an audio right now and see what she's going through. So I literally sent her an audio and said, hey, what are you going through right now? We're going to do an episode on Monday all about it, and I'd love to cater it to you. And she basically said, and this pained Alan and I because this is a thing for us, she said that she is in a verbally abusive relationship, and she's working really, really hard to make enough money so she can take her son, I believe it was her son, and get out of that situation. And she said, the number one thing I'm struggling with is staying positive in this negative association, in this negative environment, in this area that I spend a lot of my time. It's really hard for me to stay positive and have the right energy to do what I need to do. And we said, all right, well, you know what? We're gonna do an episode on that. Not something we have a ton of experience on, but I think we can bring a unique perspective to it. And any chance that we can take something that somebody is going through, especially a listener, and make them feel supported or heard or appreciated, whatever it is, by doing an episode on it, we always want to do that.
Whenever I've been in a negative environment, I did try to sort of drown my consciousness with positivity. I remember books were always there for me, motivational videos on YouTube. You've heard about my morning mindset workout. I think that the first step to getting out of a negative environment might be creating your own positive one within it. And we talked about this briefly beforehand, but it's almost like even if where you are in your life right now is not what you want, there's no reason why you can't learn while in that environment, because I think that results on the outside always precede or are always after learning. You know, it's like Kevin recently learned sales, and the results that have followed that have been after that. And so if you're in a negative environment, I think learning positivity is the first step.
Yeah, I think the episode that we did on last Friday, what you want versus what you need, I think this is a great example of that.
Right.
What this young lady wants is to get out and have her own place with her child and be safe and be out of this environment. What does she actually need? Well, if she is a business owner, she needs to find a way to get more clients and make more money. She's actually in a class focused on doing that. Right? She's taking either an online course or a coaching thing where she's focused on doing that. So I think she's doing the right thing. And this is my answer, and it's very similar to what Alan said. Create more positive environments. So what does that mean? Okay. Say, for instance, and it's hard because it's an at-home thing with somebody who's verbally abusive. And again, I'm not a professional when it comes to this, so don't call me Dr. Kev. But it's almost like you want to create more positive environments. You want to be in something like Next Level Nation where there's like-minded people that you might be able to build relationships with, and maybe that'll help take you out of your reality a little bit. A lot of us escape our reality, but sometimes it's probably not a bad thing.
Well, I think a lot of us escape our reality, but we're not doing it in a positive way.
Right.
There's a big difference between escaping your reality, joining Next Level Nation and talking to, Amy on the Next Listener Live, versus escaping into Netflix.
Right.
And I'm not saying I use both, right? But it's important. I think escaping your reality at times is good, but if you're escaping it to grow and learn and better yourself and to make relationships, it's almost like escaping to build yourself and others versus escaping to just escape.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's what you should do.
Right.
I think what you should do is stack the positivity so it outweighs the negativity, where it's like, yeah, maybe when you go home at night, like, oh God, here we go again with this. But maybe throughout the day you've had so much positivity that you can kind of go home and, I don't want to say accept it.
Shield yourself somewhat from it.
And then I think you have to visualize the outcome. I think you have to understand that the days here are numbered, and a lot of it is based on how much am I doing what I need to do. I would, like Alan said, I would seek perspective. One of my favorite movies is The Pursuit of Happiness, because that talk about a negative environment. That man, Chris, literally, went through so many negative things, so much adversity to get to where he is today. So that's one way. But I genuinely think you have to surround yourself with even more positivity. Like even more than, and I'm going to put this in quotations, the average situation.
Right.
Like, okay, I'm overwhelmed. I should really surround myself with positivity. Well, I don't have somebody negative at home. So I think you have to double and triple down and make that one of your focuses. And also make sure that you're doing an audit on your energy and how positive are you feeling? Like, are you down and lacking belief because of your current circumstances? Getting clear on that too is super important. It's a very tough topic. It's a very tough subject because it's not necessarily our area of expertise. And I'm blessed where I've been in a lot of good environments, especially lately. For the past 10 years of my life, I've been very, very lucky to do that. So it's difficult, but
definitely a difficult situation for sure, and one that no one can fully comprehend unless they've been there. A toxic environment, though, I've been in, and we didn't set a timer, so I know we got to go.
That's all right.
But I think your relationship with yourself is the solution that no one can take from you. And so for this person in particular, obviously we're keeping this anonymous, but what if your relationship with yourself was so positive that this verbal abuse wouldn't affect you? And I know that's really easy for me to say, right? But like, if you were constantly and consistently just like reading The Power of Positive Thinking or journaling about all the things you love about yourself, like, what do I love about myself? What am I most proud of in my life? What are my strengths? What am I doing daily for my son or daughter that I'm proud of? Like, if you just drowned your mind with all the awesome stuff about you. My sister got me this plaque for Christmas that says you're awesome. And yeah, you're amazing. You're amazing. I obviously translated it apparently in my consciousness, but she said you're amazing. She said never forget that. It's from me and Dad. And I just think that if you surround yourself and build your relationship with you, and you think you're great, truly, and then also take action to stay congruent with that. Like, are you a great mother? Think of that. Stack that self-esteem. That way, when someone is verbally abusive, it just washes right off you.
It's almost like the thing is you are training for something that you're already in. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
You can very easily tell somebody, like, practice gratitude every day, and it'll get to the point where if something bad happens, it's not really that big of a deal because you've already grown that muscle. It's almost like that's the thing. It's almost like you kind of have to grow the muscle even though there's already weight against it. There's already resistance.
Right. It's like being in a fight and then needing to train well in the fight.
Yeah,
it's tough.
It kind of is that, but I think that's a great way to do it, is to surround yourself with it, but understand that you're already at. It's almost like if your health bar, it was at 100%, maybe it's down to like 80% because you've been in that environment where it might take you a little bit extra to get it back up.
Right.
But I think that's probably one of the ways. I think it's super important to just understand that this isn't forever.
Right.
You've already, honestly, in an important way, and I want to make sure that she gives herself credit for this, you've already understood and taken action on the fact that this negative environment isn't where I want to live.
Yeah, and you're already working towards that.
You've already made like probably one of the hardest choices, and now it's just about staying consistent and, like you said, staying positive. But I think going back to that other episode, I think you've decided what you wanted, and now you're doing what you need.
You know how fighters have someone in their corner?
Yes.
I think that's the other thing to point to here, which is if you're in the fight and you're being verbally abused, like, who do you have in your corner? And is that person in your corner really loving and supportive? Because imagine if you're in a fight and the person in your corner is berating you too, you're just going to burn.
It's very true.
So I think it's important to find people in your corner. Next Level Nation, Kevin or myself, definitely finding support outside of that environment is going to be huge.
And I'm sure, and this is another thing, I'm sure there's groups. I'm sure there's probably Facebook groups or online platforms of men and women who have experienced similar. So that might be a good resource as well.
Right.
Interesting. Heavy episode today. But again, at the end of the day, it's our goal to help as many people as we can. And when somebody messages you that, even though it's not, again, like, I'll preface it and say, like, look, I'm not a professional. Alan's not a professional when it comes to this, but we want to try to add our value where we can to people that matter to us. If you're listening to us, we want to help you. And we figured, you know what, why not take the episode today to add as much value as we can to this young lady? And I think we added the value that we could.
Yeah.
That's my goal.
And she's probably not the only one who's going through a toxic relationship.
That's the other part.
That's for sure.
The other part. Maybe you heard something in this episode that you needed to hear. Or maybe something broke free in this episode that you didn't even know you needed to hear.
When I was in a toxic relationship, it was someone who valued me that got me to wake up and realize that I needed to change my environment. And so, yeah, getting around people who really admire and value you will help you so much.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, if you are looking to start a podcast in 2021, Alan and myself have Next Level Podcast Solutions. Everything from complete show production all the way down to, a consulting call every once in a while. Anything that you need, we can offer that to you. Just reach out to myself or Alan, and we're also going to be building a new landing page on the website, nextleveluniverse.com as well.
If you're out there listening right now, from 0 to 10, how understood do you feel in your current environment? How growth-minded are the people in your life? 0 to 10.
10.
How much do you feel seen by who you really are, seen as who you really are by those in your life? If your answers are not 10 out of 10 in all three of those, I can guarantee you, I'm 99.9% sure that if you join us on those masterminds, there's going to be other people in there that will see you, understand you, because they are you. They're a lot like you. And if you're into growth and you're listening to this show, you might feel very misunderstood, unseen, unappreciated, undervalued, and Next Level Nation, the weekly masterminds, just the community we're building. It's tremendous. And I was talking to Amy last night and she was blown away by her life. And she's still misunderstood by these people in her life. And I said, Amy, honestly, it's the community. It's the community that has helped you stay on this unbelievable trajectory. And I'm telling you, your future is brighter than you can even imagine. And it's because of the community. So anyways, join us on those masterminds every Monday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Oh, yeah. Join Next Level Nation. You can go to the website, nextleveluniverse.com, and it's #join Next Level Nation at the top.
Ladies and gentlemen, as always, we don't have fans, we have family, and we will talk to you on the next one.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.